Hi, have you been in a situation where you're using an app or website and you find it difficult to do something, to perform certain tasks, or you are confused with so many choices in front of you that what to do, or there are some icons that are bothering you that what will happen if I click on this icon, or you don't have any clarity of system or clarity that what is this doing. So that, my friend, is that app or website imposing a cognitive load on you. So now you wonder that what is this cognitive load? So let's find out what is cognitive load. What does it mean in UX design, and how designers used to reduce it and maximize the accessibility. So, if we see, the term cognitive load was originally used by psychologists to describe the mental efforts or brain power required to learn new information or new skills or new topics. But here, in UX design, we have slightly different definition of it. That the cognitive load imposed by a user interface or an app or a system is the amount of mental resources. Here, the mental resources is brain power. The brain power that is required to operate a system. So, if user is interacting with system, or the interaction of the user with the interface is difficult, so we can say that the mental power or the cognitive load is high. So it's like our computer RAM, that we know that by opening so many programs at a time uh, might slow down your computer, or it in several cases might crash the computer. So our human brains works just like that. It has also a certain amount of memory, active memory, or we can say working memory, that it uses to identify new things, or learn few things. So if user is given so many choices, so many things to choose from, they confuse, and they might leave the system, or they leave the app without doing or without achieving their goals. So now, what causes this cognitive load? There are few causes of that. So user is having too many choices. Let me show you one example of it. What I mean. So here you can say, you can see these AliExpress websites. Here, the first thing is there is no visual clarity here. There is no perfect hierarchy here. I'm confused what to do here. There are lots of choices. There are lots of brands to choose from. There are lots of sorts, and filters are there, and and obviously there are few products are there. So I'm confused that what exactly I'm looking for, and that is a bad experience, and that is that is imposing a high cognitive load on you. So how we can reduce it, that we will see in a later part of this video. Let's see another cause. A user have to think too much, that too much thought is required to do certain tasks, or to perform or to achieve some goals. So here, let me show you one example of it. Here's an app screenshot of Zara. Uh, let's suppose that I want to share something, some clothing or some apparel, to my friend, uh, asking that how's this? Should I buy this or not? So here I have, like clarity, that clarity that here from the share icon, and that is familiar with me. From the share icon, I can share that with anyone. But here I have identified one no, situation where there is no clear share button. That's a problem of H&M app here. So this is the interface of H&M app. Here you are seeing that favorites icon is there, a cart icon or shopping bag icon is there. You're able to add that item in your bag, but there is no option to send to a friend or share with your friend, right? So where's the share button actually is? So if you go down, if you scroll down further down after all the information here, you'll see the share button. And it's too small to identify. Once my friend was asking me, hey, how do I share this with anyone? Uh, so I didn't know that H&M has the share button right here. So I have identified. I told him that you go down on the page and you'll find the share button there. But this is not the right thing. I have to think too much. I have to identify. I have to scroll through entire page, and I have to see it was this share button. So that is that is imposing a high cognitive load. Now let's see that what is lack of clarity. Another cause is lack of clarity. So here again, uh, as I've mentioned that here there's no clarity that what it is. Where is the share button? How can I share this with anyone? And here in Zara's app, it's clear that you can share by hitting on the share icon. You can wish list, or you can bookmark, let's say, a favorite this particular piece of clothing. Here is the bag, and here's an add to bag button. So let's see what are some ways that we can reduce cognitive load on users. So how to reduce it? So first thing first, avoid visual clutter. Make things simple as you can. Remove unnecessary items, unnecessary details from the entire page. Zara's app again is the best example of it. Let me again show you that. So here, the piece of clothing is visible to you. There are few color options to choose from. There's label that what it is. There's close button. There's share button. You can also wishlist this particular item. There's add to bag button. Now if you see in H&M's app, there was a select size button, but here there's no select size button. Why? Let me explain you that as well. So here it's like kind of a cluttered that you have to choose a size here and then add to bag. But here what Zara's interface is that if you click on add to bag, it will ask you for the size, and then if you can enter the size and you can move it in your card and proceed further. And here in this system, it's like a decluttering, that extra button here, and all these like favorites and search here is like blocking the view. And here there's no such things. All the photos, everything is visible in the screen itself. This is so minimal screen that you can perform almost every task that you perform on an e-commerce website. Next, building on existing or building on patterns. So in this particular thing, you have to identify few systems. There is a system, there is an experience of a user, existing experience of a user, that if you are clicking on share icon, it is like known to user that by clicking on the share icon, I'll be able to share it with my friends or family. Now in terms of just like that, Navigation bar, a simple back button also works like that. If you have, like, let's take one example of shopping bag, or let's say shopping cart. Now if you are going to one unfamiliar website, one e-commerce website, and you find that there's some icon called, like, a tote bag or something. By seeing it, you'll quickly realize that this is the cart button, or this is, like, shopping bag button. By clicking on it, I can go to my shopping list. So I've identified one website that was, like, an unusual icon, or like, custom icon, like, there's one box and then a gift wrap around it. I don't know, so I was like, that I maybe gift this particular product to someone. But by clicking on that, I've identified that that is a cart or a shopping bag, and that was, like, a bad experience for me, and that increases a cognitive load. So build upon existing patterns. Now another thing is offload task. Now automate processes, categorize items. So here again, let me show you that in Fiverr's application or Fiverr's website, there are few main categories, and under that categories they are identifying a few sub level menus. So that is easy for me to identify that if I want a video or animation service, I just click on this video and animation service, and I'll be able to further drill down to what I want in terms of video or animation. Next thing, that automate tasks. You in certain websites or certain apps, you have identified that there's a button called sign in with Google or sign up with Google. So here, on the left hand side, I have one example.
Charge your phone.
Sorry, that's my phone indicating me that dude, you have to charge your phone. Yeah. So on the left hand side, there's one app screenshot that have sign up screen. So here you have to, like, enter the email, enter the password. They're also requiring a profile name. Come on, they're also requiring a birth date and gender, and share my registration data and sign up. That I have to fill all this information in order to sign up. If this task is not that important to me, I might skip this page. I might shift to another service or another app. And on the right hand side, we have just a simple interface that create an account. You just have to enter your name, email, and password, and you'll be done. And you have one different option as well, that sign up with Google. You just click on that. You click on your profile of a Google. Bam! It's easy to sign in or sign up. So that is automating my process, because I've already signed into Google. I don't need to sign into all the websites. So websites that automate the processes is impacting or imposing less cognitive load on you, and that is easy, that is better user experience. Some case, you know uh, contrast is another thing, readability is another thing. There are several ways to reduce cognitive load on users, but all these were like main key points that you should follow this at least. Now if you are not following contrast ratios enough, and your text or your images is hard to understand or hard to read, it means that user have to do lot of thinking, or user have to focus on what you have written there. So that again is imposing a high cognitive load on you, and that's a bad thing that hampers an experience of a user. So yeah, cognitive load, all the things related to cognitive load we have covered. What is cognitive load, what are the causes of cognitive load, how to reduce cognitive load. So next time you'll feel that this is hampering me or this is bothering me, Now you will be able to identify that this is a cognitive load, and how an application could be able to handle that better way. So if you have identified such cases, comment down below that what are the situations where you might face high cognitive load. That's me, Akash. See you on next Wednesday with another interesting topic.